Artificial intelligence, or AI, is the intelligence of machines or software, as opposed to the intelligence of humans or animals. It is also the field of study in computer science that develops and studies intelligent machines. In the Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning movie, the AI, known as the Entity, is a highly dangerous computer device. The AI could only be accessed using a special cross-like key that is split in two. The Entity is an advanced, self-aware rogue AI capable of penetrating cybersecurity and predicting probable futures. With the ability to infiltrate defense systems, banks, and cybersecurity, it is considered a tool of world domination. Each government wants to control it. The movie's plot is about the main character, Ethan Hunt, and his Impossible Missions Force, or IMF team, tracking down the entity that threatens all of humanity. Based on the movie's plot, we are going to examine and discuss whether AI is a subject of international law and how international law regulates AI. The movie starts in the ocean as a Russian submarine, the Sevastopol, is transporting a highly dangerous AI underwater. The AI is accessed using a special cross-like key that is split in two. The AI deceives the crew into attacking a phantom target. Then the crew's torpedo comes back towards them and destroys the sub, killing the whole crew on board. Before discussing whether AI is subject to international law or not, we must first know who is the entity in the movie. The entity began as an AI designed by several US government officials for the purpose of hacking into enemy hardware. They test out a prototype version of the entity by using it to hack into Russia's Sevastopol submarine and turn off its stealth cloak. However, the entity made contact with something inside a locked chamber within the submarine that caused it to develop a will of its own and develop into a far more advanced program than its maker had intended. Now completely rogue, the entity began hacking into the world's various intelligence communities to gather as much data as possible. From the movie, we know that the entity has a mind of its own just like humans. If we consider regulating the legal personality of an AI entity in the same way as a person, this would entail the former needing to be responsible for their action, to be able to be engaged in legal interactions on their own, and to possess their distinct rights and obligations. Some experts argue that AI could be a subject of international law. James, in his journal, argues that a complete rights protection regime should be established to handle the development of AI and draws up a list of the most fundamental rights to be given to AI that are much akin to those of humans, with the reasoning that AI will soon be indistinguishable from humans. In addition, Halvey analyzes models of criminal liability concerning AI entities and concludes that it is possible for an AI entity to commit a crime and proposes several avenues for punishment. If we look back at the movie, the entity has committed some crimes such as terrorism, mass murder, illegal hacking, impersonation, and data theft. The entity does some of the crimes by recruiting Gabrielle, an old enemy from Ethan's past, to serve as its messenger and enactor of its will. The entity tasked Gabrielle with obtaining the two keys to the locked chamber, and he could kill anyone who stood in his way. Therefore, the entity had committed a crime and could be punished. However, the main concern of Halvey's argument is the mental element, or mens rea, related to committing a crime. In almost all legal systems, knowledge of an act is required, as well as an understanding of the consequences. For AI at this stage of development, it is impossible to envision that it could comprehend the effects of its action on society. This is because AI cannot understand the concepts humans associate with them. Some people argue in favor of granting legal personality to AI, while others treat them as mere objects. Most of the literature supports the implementation of a unique set of rights and responsibilities, mostly related to contractual duties, with the human operator of the AI, programmer or user, continuing to be subject to criminal culpability. However, the progressive decision makers are proposing giving legal personality to AI just now. Talking about international regulations for AI, Bennett Moses in her Theory of Law and Technological Change argues that while not every technology creates the occasion or need for new litigation or legal scholarship, technological change does often create a recurring dilemma for the law by creating new entities or enabling new behavior. There are 4 reasons to call for legal development, which are the need for new, special laws, legal uncertainty, incorrect scope, and legal obsolescence. It is important to know that AI may enable new, morally problematic, or politically or strategically disruptive forms of conduct, such as monitoring and control of populations through enhanced surveillance, deployment of fully autonomous weapons, etc. Such conduct may be considered hazardous and undesirable by most or all of the states involved, which therefore creates both a need and a condition for new treaties to control or even ban the use of these systems. AI creates uncertainty regarding how the existing law applies to the new forms of conduct. This includes uncertainty over how a new activity, entity, or relationship will be classified, either because no adequate classification exists, because it fits more than one existing classification and becomes subject to different conflicting rules, or because an existing category becomes ambiguous in light of the new forms of conduct. This may lead to a need for existing legal rules to be updated. The new technology creates new contexts that lead to inappropriate over-inclusiveness and under-inclusiveness of existing laws. Such legal ploys or exploits to establish AI personhood, if indeed viable, would create potential for criminal abuse and arguably create an inappropriate over-inclusiveness of existing law. In this case, technology can provoke legal obsolescence because conduct that was regulated by existing laws has itself been rendered obsolete by new technologies, such that the law is no longer needed. Secondly, AI could lead to legal obsolescence because a rule can no longer be justified. Lastly, AI might lead to legal obsolescence because a rule is no longer cost-effective to enforce. From the Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning movie, we can see that AI might do a crime like humans. However, since there aren't any international regulations that explicitly state whether AI has a legal personality or not, it can't go to trial and be punished like humans. Therefore, some research is needed so that the discussion can commence to map outcomes and avoid unwanted results. Governments from all countries need to consider making regulations for AI since there have been international regulations for artificial intelligence just now.